In this video, we're going to go over the targeting options that you should be considering when launching or running meta campaigns for your bathroom remodeling business. So most fundamentally, there are two different types of targeting. The first is who you're showing your ads to, and the second is where those ads are showing up. Let's start with who you're showing your ads to. The broadest targeting option is demographic and geographic. And those are two that you do not want to miss. Obviously, you do not want to advertise to anyone who lives too far away. And also, you don't want to advertise to people who are too young. As a general rule of thumb, from what we've seen, we do not typically recommend advertising to anyone younger than 45. Not because they don't want a brand newly remodeled bathroom. It's more that they do not have the money to actually pay for it. Now, of course, there are exceptions. This is just a general rule. And geography wise, it really just depends on how far you're willing to drive for jobs. That's really what determines your geography. So that's kind of like the first level of targeting. After that, the next level would be something like income. Now, Facebook doesn't really have a way to target people that are earning a certain amount, but what they do have is something that kind of gets close to that, and that's targeting by zip codes that are more affluent. And you can definitely use that. One warning is that if you live in a city that's not very large, being too specific with zip codes can really shrink down your audience a lot to a point where your ads fatigue almost instantly. Meaning if you only have 5,000 people in your audience, you're going to run your ads, and after a few days, everyone will have seen your ad multiple times and they will stop working. So if you go that strategy, you'll have to just update your ads all the time, which typically isn't the most efficient route to go. So that's one thing to kind of watch out for. Now, the next thing that I see people trying to implement, and that's interest targeting. So they would say, okay, we're looking for people who have shown interest in, say, interior design or something like that. For local campaigns, again, this is not something I would recommend simply because it shrinks the audience size down too much. Instead, what you want to do, or at least try and test, is create a lookalike audience from your customer list. A lookalike audience, all that really means is that it's an audience that looks like a different audience. And the audience that you want this lookalike audience to look like is your customer list. So what you do is you simply upload your past customer database to Facebook, and then you say, please create a lookalike audience off of this list. And what that does is Facebook will go out and analyze your customer list and see what people are most similar to the list that you uploaded. Now, the next step is to take that lookalike audience and overlay it with your geographic and demographic information. And the resulting audience will be one that is within your geographic and demographic parameters, and they're going to be people that are most like your actual buyers, which you want. You don't just want people that are coming in that are interested or tire kickers. You want actual buyers. So that's the targeting that I would recommend for people, for the targeting options of who you're showing your ads to. When it comes to where you're showing your ads, it's a little different. If you're advertising through Meta, there are a ton of different targeting options of where your ads can show up. And I'm going to go over the major ones, but there are literally dozens. So on a macro level, you have the two main platforms under Meta, and those are Facebook and Instagram. And then you also have Audience Network, but you can kind of ignore that for now. So those are the two major platforms. And then underneath those platforms, you have, again, different targeting options, or different, I should say, placement options. So for Facebook, you have obviously the news feed. You have the news feed on desktop. You have the news feed on mobile. You have Facebook Reels. You have Facebook Marketplace, Facebook Videos, all of these different placements. Same thing for Instagram. You've got Instagram feed. You've got Instagram Reels. You've got all kinds of different placements. Now, what some advertisers recommend is focusing on the newsfeed and saying, when you're running your ads, just use the newsfeed placement options. And that used to be good advice because the newsfeeds got most of the conversions. That is no longer the case. Or I should say, it's no longer the case that you should just show your ads in the actual feed. And the reason is these other placements, such as Facebook Stories, Instagram Reels, are becoming a lot more popular, and we're seeing a lot of conversions from those other placements. So what we do and what we recommend is to basically have automatic placements enabled, where Facebook will pick and choose what they think works best and then monitor based on lead conversions which placements to put more budget behind. And that's really the route that you want to go, because otherwise you're just leaving too many conversions on the table. Of course, targeting is a whole, I could talk an entire hour just about targeting, but I want to keep this video concise. So if you're thinking about launching a campaign on Meta, or you're already running a campaign on Meta, and you just want to see if there's anything else you can do, just go ahead to remodelboom.com, and we'd be happy to hop on a free call with you and see how we can help you, and if it makes sense for us to possibly run your Meta ads, because we have proven creatives, proven targeting, that can really take your campaigns to that next level and get you leads, get you calls that actually turn into projects. So go to remodelboom.com, and we look forward to speaking with you there.